It's me, Vicky. How are you guys doing today? So I wanted to come on today and talk to you guys about an important situation that happened today. Now, as you can see, my topic: a shooting threat at my children's school, and this really freaks me out. Now, let me tell you, this morning I sent all my children to school, right? So I have two in high school, one in middle school, and one in elementary. Okay, so the two that are in high school, my teenage daughter, she texts me this morning and she says to me, "Mom, can you come and pick me up because I'm afraid that there's a shooting threat, there's a shooter in the school, and blah blah blah, and I'm afraid and I don't feel safe." So I was like, "Oh my God!" So I automatically panicked. I spoke to my husband. I said, "You know what? Go pick up the kids. Pick them up. Okay, this is scary." So, when my husband was on his way to go pick them up, I decided to call the school. I said, "I'm going to call. I have to find out what the heck is going on here." So, I speak to the principal and I said, "What is going on? You know, my daughter is frightened because she's afraid that there's a shooter in the school, and she wants me to pick her up, and I too am afraid. I'm scared right now. I'm afraid. I'm afraid of, this is really scary." So she says to me that, yeah, this is what's happening is there's something happening around the corner of it happened. The shooting is happening in the neighborhood, but the shooter threatened to come to the school and start shooting. That's the threat. So it really was happening around in the neighborhood, but this the crazy person is like, "I'm coming to the school and I'm going to shoot up everybody." So the principal said to me that they're don't worry, don't panic. There's a lot of cops surrounding the school. The kids are very safe. Nothing's going to happen. And I was like, "Are you sure?" Because it's scary. Because I'm like scared and like afraid so my husband went up there. Okay, so when he went up there and spoke to them, and he could clearly see that there was a lot of police activity going on. So the children they were safe, and it's really scary because this is the types of neighborhood that things like this happen to. I mean, we happen to be in a very nice neighborhood, and and there's always these type of neighborhoods that's targeted because there's always a crazy kid that wants attention, that just have hate and anger in their heart, and they just want to kill everybody. And it doesn't matter who you are, what race, what ethnicity, nobody is safe at the end of the day, because people just start shooting. They don't give a damn. Okay, so it's really, really scary, and I just hate when these type of people do these things. If you're so depressed, so unhappy, why not just kill yourself? You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that you should kill yourself, but if you are going to kill everybody else, just kill you, okay? Because it doesn't make sense, because they end up killing everybody and they kill themselves, and it's really painful. I've seen too many of this type of things going on in the news, and I'll be damned if something like this happens to my children. When you send your children to school, you don't send them to school to be murdered, and I totally understand why people homeschool their children because of situations like this. If it's not bullying, it's something like this. It's really, really scary, and I'm really bothered by this. And the thing is, like, what? I'm going to take them out of school and put them somewhere else, and it might be the same situation because I'm not leaving Pennsylvania. It's, the other schools might be even worse. So it's just really, really, really frustrating. I mean, it's never really your neighborhood. It's the people that live in it. It's the people. It's people who's the problem. It's not the neighborhood. It's the people. People are very sick these days. They're angry. There's a lot of hate. And what happens is, people are joining these organizations, and they just put all this negativity in their head. And when you're surrounded by so much negativity, it makes you crazy, because negative things make people crazy. It makes you start hating, and it makes you angry, and it makes you do things out of your control. And some of it is drug related. If you're like high and you're on drugs, you're a drug addict, you go nuts. There's a lot of different things going on. People are very depressed, and they want to just end everything, and they want to take a lot of people with them. And it's just not fair, because you know what? I want my children to grow up and become adults and have a family and live their lives. I don't want their lives to be taken away by somebody who's insane, somebody who's crazy. So I'm very, very frustrated. I'm hurting. It hurts me to have my children text me and they're afraid, because it's like I'm sending my children into a war zone. They might as well join the military, because every time you send your kids out, you don't know what's going to happen. And I don't think anybody's safe at the end of the day. No one of us are safe. You may think you're safe. You try to be as safe as possible, but we are not safe, because everywhere you go, that's why I do not like crowded places, because you just never know when a lunatic, somebody goes nuts and just feels like murdering people just because. and it just scares the crap out of me. So I'm very thankful that my children are okay and they're not murdered, because anything could have happened. And it's like right now I already know that for the next couple of weeks there's going to be lots of activity of cops being at the school. But what happens in 3 months from now, when they just think that, oh, everything's fine now, that's when it happens, when you think that everything's okay, because you got these crazy people that's really like watching, and they're waiting for that time, and it's like, okay, when the activity stops, then we're going to do it like out of nowhere. And that's how it happens, when it's like when you think that you're safe, and that's when it happens. So that's what scares me. I'm just praying. At the end of the day, all we can do is pray, and pray that this doesn't happen, because there's nothing that I can do about it. Only God is in control. And a lot of times I always say this: everything happens for a reason. If anything like this was to happen, it's because that's how it was supposed to happen, and there's nothing that we can do about it. Nothing, absolutely nothing. All we can do for now is to pray that our children are protected. Pray that we are protected. Just pray, because it is what it is. Everything is getting worse. It's like this world is falling apart. It's hard to be happy when you have to worry about, if I send my children to school, will they be murdered? If I walk up the block, will I be murdered? If I go to the mall, what if somebody just like lets a bombs out, just bombs the whole place? It's like, it's so many things that's scary. But I refuse to live in fear and hide in my home because of some crazy person. I'm not going to live in fear. I'm just going to live my life the regular way, and I'm just going to pray, and I know that I have God by my side. That's the only way. Now, for some people who don't believe in God, then oh well, but I do, and I feel that God never lets me down. So that's the only thing you can do, is pray. Okay, so at the end of the day, I just wanted to share that with you all, to please be careful. And no one is safe. I don't care who you think you are. I don't care what you say. Nobody. All of us are in danger, because you just never know when somebody is going to snap, and when somebody's going to lose it because of the negativity that's fed in their head, because of the sickness that they have going on in their head, because of the attention that they need, because of abuse that's happening in their home, abuse of any type of abuse, because of a lot of people is getting bullied. A lot of things makes people snap. That's why it's important to please treat people good. Do not push people's buttons. Don't mess with people, because you do not know who you're dealing with, and you do not know when that person is going to snap. Because things happen. People are going through a lot. So the last thing you want to do is make somebody unhappy. Don't mess with people. Like me, this is why I mind my business. I stick to myself. I'm kind to everybody. I'm never rude to anyone, because at the end of the day, those are the people that's going to come for you. Okay? So take care. God bless, and have a wonderful day. Bye.